As we approach the finish line of this year's general election, fresh issues are coming up. Many had thought this election will be about bottom-up, about the hustler narrative, about Raila's stipend, and about such things. But new, fresh things are coming up that may define this election. Today, I want us to look at one sensitive issue that William Samoei Ruto has brought, the issue of land. Deputy President William Samoei Ruto tells the country that he has a solution for the coastal land injustice. He tells the people that he is going to organize to buy like 1 million acres of land to settle the people at the coast who are landless, to address the historical injustices. I am a little apprehensive. This will be yet another moment of betrayal. First, in social media, people are doing some calculation and they're wondering if you're going to buy 1 million acres of land, William Samoei Ruto, and with the going cost of land at the cost at about 5 million. Where are you going to get 5 trillion shillings in this collapsing economy that has greatly overborrowed and overspent and overused and misused? Question number one. People are also wondering whether William Samoei Ruto indeed understands the challenges of the land question in this country. Before even you go to the coast, people are wondering why a person who aspires to be president does not seem to know how sensitive the land issue is. If there's any aspect of betrayal in this country, it must begin with the land issue. It must begin with the freedom fighting and the freedom fighters. People are going to look at Field Marshal Muthoni and wonder whether Ruto knows that such a great general of the Mau Mau War of Liberation has had to live perhaps landless until recently. Talking of Field Marshal Muthoni, we celebrate Mother of the Nation, First Lady, Mama Ngina Kenyatta, for recognizing Field Marshal Muthoni. But that's not enough. William Samoei Ruto must be reminded, somewhere in Meru, Field Marshal Musa Marima, the betrayal of the people who are convinced to leave the forest after independence, that nothing has gone to them, of the trust fund intended to buy land from the departing settlers, that never was, of the policy that then meant the people who had fought for land would remain landless these many years after independence. William Samoei Ruto, don't go there. Don't go there to the question of land. Not because you want to be president, please. Even at a low level, people will be wondering, Farida Karonei, CS Lands, must be a nominee from your side. What effort has she done to solve land problems, even within the Rift Valley? What point am I trying to make? I'm trying to say the land issue in this country is too emotive. It's too sensitive. Even the people drafting our current constitution avoided it and scattered it around. The issue of maximum acreage someone would have in this country. The issues of minimum acreage, because then you cannot do any meaningful production in a country if people remain with small pieces of land that they continue to split into much smaller pieces of land. Today, as I speak, even sugar production in Mumias is no longer possible, not because of the many challenges that we all know, but basically because the land is no longer enough. The land has been divided beyond what is viable. The issue of land is too emotive. Mashujaa Day celebrations. We parade our heroes from the freedom fighter movement. We parade them in Nyayo Stadium during Mashujaa Day. We parade them in Uhuru Park and across the country. But they are forgotten heroes. Some have had to fight for the right, like Kahengeri. We've done nothing for them. The children and grandchildren of the people who shed blood for us in this country remain jobless, remain landless. And yet somebody plugs from somewhere the issue of land as a campaign tool. But before I continue, let me take this time to thank our esteemed viewers, subscribers, for joining us on our new journey of live stream. We thank you so much. The numbers we got on our first day really are overwhelming and humbling. However, we had some hitches on our second live stream that was yesterday. We sincerely apologize, knowing all too well that kila safari ya mamba haikosi mburukenge. There are challenges with live stream, with network connections. There was rain. We had underestimated the damage that rain would cause to us. We are handling some of the challenges. Some of them were fairly simple, like not preparing like pilots do prepare by having a checklist of all the things, sound test. But we promise, as we thank you, we promise that our next live stream, which is on Monday, and by the way, we wish to inform our viewers that we'll be going live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. And once we are completely technically sound and everything is going well, we will make it almost every working day of the week, Monday to Friday. But above that, we also hope to bring in the politicians who are defining the destiny of this country. I will endeavor to bring Raila Odinga, live stream, William Ruto, and all the big players. We hope they will be part of us, they will agree. But finally, as I continue, let me thank you most sincerely because of the support you are giving us. And the number of you is really just humbling. Thank you very much. I know for a fact that there are Kenyans who are removed from their pieces of land, from their homes, and herded into villages for easy management during the Mau Mau period. There were others who were taken away into detention and the concentration camps. They came back, they were never rewarded. There were those who were herded into those villages so that they were easily managed by the Mzungu and the Jonis. After the emergency period and after independence, they never went back to their homes. Some of these people know those homes. They know those homes. They can point to a mgumo tree that was in the compound. They never went back. William Samoei Ruto, the issue of land is so emotive. Do not use it for purposes of election. There are people who can see huge trucks of coffee in central Kenya, yet they are squatters in their own country. I would go by Raila's suggestion, which may not even amount to anything, perhaps. But one of suggesting will create a land ministry and be given the task of looking at the land issue at the coast. And he gives it to Ali Hassan Joho with specific instructions to look into the land issue. Raila has not given a suggestion about buying land, compensating owners, Look at what is the problem again. There's a Watito or Watetu, whatever, somebody land that was taken away from him and given to squatters at a cost. That's what Ruto cites. But wait a moment. Would William Samoei Ruto be aware that many of the people, absentee landlords who own land in this country, are not even Kenyans? Some family, let me not mention it, somewhere in Arabia there. Absentee landlords, huge tracts of land. How would you compensate people for land, perhaps, if this land was just grabbed from the Kenyan public? When we are trying to settle IDPs, internally displaced persons, who became landless, cutters of the 2002-2008 post-election violence, we saw people coming up with offers to government to buy their land so that it may be used for compensation. Upon scrutiny, some of this land, we shall not mention the names, but we know, they had grabbed the land from ADC, Agricultural Development Corporation, government land they grabbed. And now they want government to compensate them, to buy from them, so that government may issue the same land to landless Kenyans. Yes, William Samoei Ruto, you may score a few bonga points because of the land issue, but it can lead to a second betrayal of Kenyans. Land is a motive. Land is the single most factor that is responsible for poverty in Kilifi County. And people like Emerson Kingi must take part of the blame, perhaps. What have they done to help government address the issue of land in Kilifi? Striking levels of poverty. With all the beautiful land, let's not try to offer simplistic solutions. Let's not go in the direction of land. How many of these people can be bold like Mugabe? How many can be bold like Mugabe to get land and give it to Africans in Zimbabwe? How many people can be like Malema in South Africa, say independence is not complete until we address issues of land and the resources of South Africa? Don't go there. When you talk about land in Kilifi, where are you putting the Samburu people who watch as the animals die during the dry season? As I can see all around them, conservancies, hundreds of thousands of acres held by small girls and boys from Europe. A girl in Europe owning 200,000 acres, conservancies in Laikipia, she doesn't even know where it is. She can't even point on the world map where Kenya is. Yes, she has inherited thousands upon thousands of acres of land, and the Samburu around are watching the animals die. I want to advise politicians, don't start a second round of betrayal. I would wish Raila Odinga and William Ruto to understand the gravity that is the land question in this country, and not to play around with Kenyans. I'm very saddened when I see leaders in this country letting willing buyer, willing seller push the Maasai, pushing them from Ngong, this area, and they are pushing them, and wondering whether we know that may be counterproductive. Grazing land is being turned. Grazing land is being turned into concrete jungle. Coffee plantations and agricultural land in Kiambu. These are issues we must be careful with. The Delamere land issue, we all know. It has led to death. Challenges of Kenyans who own thousands upon thousands of acres of land, of a former provincial commissioner in Narok who owned 100,000 acres of land, creating a crisis because he fenced the land, making it impossible for the Maasai people to cross with their animals to get water, as they had done traditionally for years. The 100,000 acres of land made it impossible for the Maasai to move their animals across. I therefore advise our leaders, don't let your desire for power, don't let your desire and ambition for power, don't let your desire for power, please, don't let your desire for power bring this thing into focus and affect Kenyans. I beg you to let the soul of Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi rest in peace.